Hey there, welcome. In my research for these men's denim brands that sell quick, some of my research criteria was recent solds that sold for $35 or more, and I wanted a sell-through rate of at least 50% or more. A lot of these have 100% sell-through rate. Some even have over a 200% sell-through rate, which is excellent. So let's dive right in and let me show you some of these brands to keep an eye out for. First up is the brand South Pole. Now, I was primarily seeing vintage South Pole jeans selling, and one of the keywords that I saw over and over in these listings was Y2K. So Y2K refers to early 2000s, late 90s, and the style is wide leg, baggy, skater grunge. Next up is Amiri. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. If I'm not, let me know in the comments. But this has a sell-through rate of over 100%. And I was seeing solds for well over $100 for some of these jeans. So definitely a great brand to keep an eye out for. Next up is Rick Owens. This had a sell-through rate of 100% on the recent solds that I was looking at. Cool is also another brand to keep an eye out for. The sell-through rate was a little lower. It was 88%, which is still excellent. And this is a brand that I personally love to sell. Mugsy is another brand that had a crazy sell-through rate. It was 225%. This is a brand that I haven't found, so I will definitely be keeping an eye out for that in the future. Next up is actually a runner-up. It didn't make my 50% sell-through rate criteria. It was actually a sell-through rate of 33%, so not great, actually pretty low. But I have heard of a lot of resellers having success with this brand. So maybe it depends on the style. Certain styles sell better than others. And always with any jeans that you pick up, it's a good idea to check the specific style and make sure that the sell-through rate for that style is worth picking up, because some styles just do better than others based on what's trending at the moment. Levi's, of course, had to make the list. Levi's 506 is a very popular style to pick up. Also, of course, vintage Levi's. If you find vintage 501, 505s, silver tab baggies, any vintage Levi's right now are doing really, really well. I'm seeing them sell all the time on eBay. Another thing to keep an eye out for is if they are selvage Levi's. Basically, when you roll up the inseam, you'll see white lines, and with Levi's, there's a very distinct red line of yarn that runs through that white line. I'll put a picture here so you can get an idea of what to look out for. I did an in-depth vintage Levi's video recently. Check out, I go into greater detail about selvage jeans and what it means and what to look out for. Next up is vintage Jeanco jeans. These also have a crazy sell-through rate at 200%. So if you find a pair of these, definitely pick them up. They're very easy to spot. They have the wide legs. And I will show you, again, tags here so you know what to keep an eye out for. Okay, Diesel is a really popular men's denim brand. The sell-through rate is 172% currently. And I was seeing solds for $50, $60 and up. True Religion is another one that does really well with men's jeans. I haven't had as much luck with women's jeans in True Religion, but for men's, I definitely pick it up if the price is right. I love the tag. It has a really cool Buddha holding a guitar. It's easy to spot, and these tend to sell really well. So Prana is another runner-up that I have. It has a fairly low sell-through rate for men's jeans. However, we sell a lot of Prana. It's an outdoor brand, and so maybe their active wear pants do better than their jeans, but just a brand to be aware of. It's usually a pretty dependable seller. It may not move as quickly as some of these other ones, but definitely a brand to keep an eye out for and to consider picking up if the price is right. Area is a more well-known brand. It has a sell-through rate of 142%. Next up is Double RL Vintage Ralph Lauren. The sell-through rate is 74% on these. It has a pretty distinct tag that's easy to spot. The Double RL is a little different than the Polo Ralph Lauren brand. Double RL has more of the Americana vibe, and it has some high quality workwear denim, and it seems to be a pretty popular brand as far as men's jeans goes. Cinch is another one to keep an eye out for. The sell-through rate was at 48%, so not quite that 50% mark that I was wanting, but depending on the style, it might be worth picking up. So just double check sell-through rates on that. And Chrome Hearts had a sell-through rate of 158%. I found a pair of jeans that sold for $3,000.
Chrome Hearts usually uses vintage 501 or 505 Levi jeans, and they add their metal Chrome Hearts tag on the back pocket often. So if you come across a jeans and it has a Levi's tag and a Chrome Hearts tag, that is why. Definitely worth picking up. Make sure it's authentic, and if it is, it can sell for a lot of money.
I know with these higher dollar designer jeans, they're not usually as prevalent when you're out in the wild, but if you do happen to come across them, they are definitely worth checking out. Some of them can bring in really high dollar profits. So hopefully this gave you a good idea of some men's denim brands to keep an eye out for while you are out in the wild. Of course, this list is not comprehensive, but hopefully it helps you recognize a few new brands to keep an eye out for. Thanks so much for watching, and happy thrifting.